Tonight's game features the Olivet College Comets versus your Alma College Scots. The NCAA and all its members are committed to good sportsmanship, no derogatory speech, no intimidating actions, no possession or consumption of alcohol will be tolerated at athletic events. Please support all participants and officials in a positive manner. Be loud, be proud, and especially be positive. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats to honor America and those who support our freedom at home and abroad in the singing of our national anthem, sung by Alma College senior Samantha Strickland. Ladies and gentlemen, our Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Samantha. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would like to welcome the NCAA representative, Chelsea Fritz, of Alma College Student Athlete Advisory Committee, to the court to present the NCAA Teamwork Helper Helper Community Service Competition Award. Led by SAC, over 500 Alma College student athletes spent nearly 3,000 hours performing community service from September through November of 2018. This is the second straight year Alma College has received the award. Congratulations. Tonight is also Alma College's Light It Up Blue game, hosted by the Sisters of Alpha Xi Delta, in efforts to raise awareness and money for autism speaks. In addition to receiving blue glow sticks upon entering, now, let's meet the starters for tonight's game, starting with the Olivet Comets. For the Comets with 6'5" senior from Lubbock, Texas, number 32, Ronald Jackson. For your Scots, a 6'2" sophomore forward from Highland Park, number 31, Amari Hudson. For the Comets, a 6'5" senior forward from Lansing, Michigan, number 33, John McAdoo. And for your
That bounces in and out, tipped over into the corner and run down by Manuel. Manuel bring it back for Olivet and drop it off to Ramos. Ramos into the right side where he finds John McAdoo, third in the MIAA in steals, but a good scoring threat as well. Swinging around the other direction now, Carlton. Ryan Stevens to Amari Hudson. Now back to Stevens, a long back out to Harvey. Harvey will bounce pass it to the elbow, back outside Cliver, three-point try, halfway down, but spins out and rebounded by Jackson. Carlton will bring it back, leave it for Manuel, who's flashed out onto the perimeter. He will shoot threes at 6'9", not afraid to go out long range. Ramos now, and off to Carlton. Inside through McAdoo to Manuel, back, and McAdoo with the finish. A beautiful play there. Pardon me, no, that's Jackson. Jackson with all four, 32, not 33 on the number. Misread that one. A 4-point early start for Toriano Jackson, and Olivet leads 4-3. Cliver from the corner, outside to Harvey, and now to Stevens. Harvey going to square for an open three, late close out, but the shot well off to the right. Rake, another rebound. He's dominating on the glass again. He's started 5 games. He's had 9 rebounds or more in 4 of them.
I sure do like the ball movement from the Scots here early on, Toph. Better looks for Harvey already tonight than anybody got two nights ago.
Monday. Harvey only got off 3 3-pointers on Monday night. This is now Cliver on the outside as Alma's possession rolls on into the corner. Hudson 3-point tries short, and the rebound comes off the backside of the rim to Carlton. And he's going to speed up the floor for Olivet, drop it off. This one's McAdoo, and he's got the finish.
Love that speed from D'Angelo Carlton coming out of there. That was a nice play.
6-3 Olivet here early. Stephen Harvey has the lone basket for Alma. Cole Cliver controls. New jerseys tonight. A green with just a small amount of the Alma College tartan. Underneath try from Rake, hits the bottom of the rim, no good. Rake gets an offensive rebound. Thought he was fouled on the putback, but Olivet comes away with the rebound. Manuel thinks about a three, finds Ramos at the corner, scoops it inside to McAdoo, quickly moving the ball out of the Comets. Over to the left side, Carlton, right back out to McAdoo, now to Ramos. Corner three finally will be the attempt, and it's Manuel, the big man, and he hits it. And a timeout. Alma wants to talk things over. 30-second timeout. Olivet up 9-3. Lead 9-3 with 15:54 to play in the first half. Pardon me. Cole Cliver will bring it up for Alma as they try to get their footing back under them after the early three from Harvey. Cliver drives in, fakes a bounce pass. There was nobody there. He just faked it to bluff the defender, and he lays it up in it himself.
Nice take right there. That was pretty.
Very nice move by Cliver with the fake to the invisible man. Substitution for Olivet as Chase Brocker out of St. John's has checked in. Delbert Redfield in as well, and Redfield's going to try a deep lefty three. That's no good. The rebound bounces way up high and rebounded underneath there by Spencer Nafziger.
That was a very deep three.
Over now to the left side, Keon Rainey, a familiar name, but last year played for Adrian, now at Olivet. They'll go inside to Nafziger. He has it stripped away by Hudson, and the Scots want to run. Stevens all the way in and hacked, and Stevens will shoot a couple.
Ryan got bailed out a little bit there because he brought that ball way down by his waist when he went to drive in, and it could very easily have been called a jump ball.
Or at least a foul on the floor.
Yeah, could have been anything.
The whole variety pack was in play. Stevens 10 double-figure games in a row, and he's on the board tonight with the first free throw. That makes it 9-6. Alma back within 3.
All sorts of substitutions for the Scots. Woodruff, Lark, And Williamson.
Yeah, Williamson all in. Williamson again doing double duty.
It's an early appearance from Isaiah tonight.
Played so well on Monday, played well in the junior varsity game earlier tonight, and has earned himself more minutes. 7 points on Monday in the varsity action. Second foul shot good from Stevens, now 9-7 Olivet. As Alma with 4 unanswered itself after the 7-0 Olivet run. Walker Small is checked in as Olivet goes deep onto the bench very early into this one. Manuel also has sat down, so we'll see if Alma tries to capitalize while the big man is briefly on the bench. Down onto the baseline, Nafziger turnaround jumper, and good over the top of Hudson. Nice play by the 6'5 Nafziger out of Grant, and it's 11-7 Olivet. Stevens to Woodruff, still trying to shoot his way out of that slump. 2 for 17 from three-point range in his last 2 games. Matt Lark over to Stevens. Stevens rifles it to Lark. He'll dribble back out of the corner, find Hudson for 3, and that's perfect.
Just wonderful ball movement from the Scots, and you could hear Sam Hargraves on the sidelines yelling, swing it, swing it, swing it. And that's what we talked about all night Monday night.
11-10, Olivet will sub 5 new faces back into the game. Yeah, I see you counting there. There'll be a complete line change at the next whistle. Meanwhile, Walker Small, a turnaround jumper at the Olivet end, is no good, rebounded by Woodruff. And Hudson will bring it up the floor for the Scots. Right corner, Williamson wants to dribble out of there, brings 2 defenders with him. Now inside, Hudson stumbles, gets a pass over to Lark, and kicked back out to Woodruff. Extra pass, Stevens on the left side, and he just holds the ball, delays for the cut, and Williamson gets open under the basket. Stevens find him. That's the first assist of probably many tonight for Ryan Stevens.
That was a gorgeous pass from Stevens. Scots lead at 12-11.
Almost first lead since 3-2. Rocker for Olivet, now to Nafziger. The subs continue to wait. 3-point try from Small. It's long just off the back of the rim. Another outlet pass off of Scott's rebound. Woodruff all the way, and he lays it in.
Pretty little scoop and score from Woodruff.
Alma now on an 11-2 run.
I think the Scots would like no whistles here for a while.
It'll be like an hour. Working left is Keon Rainey. He'll pull up from the elbow and hit that. Rainey only averaging a couple of points per game, but scored 15 against Alma when playing for Adrian last year. He makes that to get Olivet back within 1 at 14-13. Woodruff from the top of the key. Goes right to Lark, now gets it right back. Thought about a deep 3, lobs it underneath instead. Williamson will fire it back out. Now Woodruff wants the deep 3, had that one on the rim, but it bounces away, and it's rebounded by Nafziger for the Comets. Olivet down 1 with 12:30 to play in the first half. Deep drive from Rainey and a finger roll. Rainbow. Beautiful shot there, and Rainey puts Olivet back on top.
2 really strong plays in a row from Rainey.
Stevens to Woodruff, back to Stevens. Alma will go underneath briefly, now outside to Williamson. Dribble out of there. Woodruff an open 3-point look. That one bounces away as well, and Brett Nafziger, who's done some great work on the glass, gets another board. Back the other way comes Rainey. Feeds it over onto the left side to Redfield. Redfield had a career-high 16 against Trine just 2 days ago. Rainey to his left, dribbles in, pulls up from about 16 feet. Another sweet shot from Keon Rainey, who now leads Olivet, and the Comets lead the game 17-14.
He's feeling it a little bit right now.
Mari Hudson continues to do a lot of the initial point guard work on possessions. They're running Stevens almost as a 2-guard right now. They'll now get it to him in the lane. He fires an extra pass down low, and there's Williamson again. Second time Stevens has found Williamson for an easy bucket.
Wonder what Williamson's combined minutes are going to be tonight.
Right, after
Pretty
already.
high.
Alma won the junior varsity game 86-71. Olivet swings it around the perimeter, now to Small, out to Redfield. 3-pointer, that's good. And the lengthy period without a whistle continues, but Olivet doing fine now and up to a 20-16 lead. As this sort of second unit for the Comets finding some success. Down onto the left baseline, drive from Stevens, and finally a whistle that will bring the subs in. It's going to be a non-shooting foul against Olivet. Subs tried to charge the floor, and we're going to have a total of 9 new players in. 5 subs for Olivet, 4 for Alma. Who is the lucky person that stays in? It's Woodruff.
Yes, it is.
He is the odd man who stays in the game. Everybody else has a seat playing musical chairs. Foul was called on Brocker from Olivet, his first. 10:56 to play in the first half. Olivet up on Alma 20-16. Bounce pass comes into Rake for Alma. He tries a little 8-foot jumper that bounces away long. And McAdoo will rebound it after returning. Ramos down the lane, jump stop, fires, a little bit long, and Harvey gets the rebound for Alma. Harvey continuing to climb the rebounding ranks, now up to almost 6 per game. Alma turns it over, pass taken away by Carlton. He's going to try to go coast to coast. Cliver strips it, almost knocked it off Carlton. And the officials are going to conference.
I think they're going to give this to the Scots. Nope, they're not going to overturn it.
Cliver claimed he knocked it right off the chin of Carlton.
I think Cole's correct there.
Rainey comes right back in for Olivet. Alma will answer with Williamson for Woodruff.
Williamson has earned himself a ton of minutes. He and Rake both out there at the same time now for the first time.
So both centers, or closest thing that Alma has to centers right now, with Kevin Gamble out with the hip injury. 10:30 to play in the first half. Down to Manuel, the jumper along the baseline, bounces away long. And sort of a cold start for the MIAA's leading scorer. Hit the early 3, but that's about it. A beautiful behind-the-back dribble from Cliver, but he drives in and his pass gets away from Williamson. A long outlet to Carlton, and he throws for the dunk and misses it. Lost track of his
lay
position.
that right in.
Missed the dunk, the Scots the rebound. Mackey scoops it to an open Cliver. Corner 3, got it.
All day when you leave Cole Cliver that open.
5 for Cliver, and Alma back within 1 at 20-19. Midpoint of the first half. Jackson to McAdoo. Couple of dribbles as he steps in, goes to the right side baseline. Manuel throws it way too hard across, looking for Jackson. It's taken away by Cliver. Cliver up the floor, just going to elevate, fake the pass to Harvey. Awkward shot, and Cole misses that one. Just kind of a strange spot. He shot it from about 7 feet out, just right side of the lane. Back comes Manuel for Olivet. Now into the corner, 3-point try. Carlton, that misses long, but Rainey's there to rebound it. Rainey back into the lane, scoops it out. McAdoo for 3 with a hand in his face. That's way off to the right, and a foul underneath. And I believe they're going to get Jackson over the back.
I think they're going to get Williams.
Oh, really? Okay.
I do.
Well, it is. Yep. Scott's being identified as blue tonight with this sort of teal, aquamarine colored jerseys that they're wearing. Jeff, absolutely right. It is Isaiah Williamson's first. Olivet ball along the baseline. McAdoo to handle it, leading by 1. 9:21 to play in the first half. They'll go right in to Manuel, who elevates and gets fouled by Rake. He'll have to go to the line, though.
It's a good foul by Rake.
Rake with his first. Rake in his 5 starts. 4, 4, 5, 4, and 4 fouls. Asked to do so much defensively, but he's played over 30 minutes in 4 of those 5 games. Manuel at the line, just the early 3 so far. 72% foul shooter, and makes the first. Manuel started high school at Lansing Sexton, briefly went to Oak Hill Academy in Virginia, came back, went to the state semis with Lansing Everett, and makes both foul shots with ease, and Olivet leads it 22-19. Stevens against a little full court pressure, back and forth with Mackey, now up to Cliver. Stops at the foul line, swinging it around. Mackey thought about a deep 3, went to Harvey in the corner instead, now all the way across court to Stevens. Tries to take it off the dribble, elevates, pass tipped, but kept alive by Alma. Mackey will charge in, try to get a shot off over the top of Jackson. Good luck with Jackson at 6'8", and that one's blocked away. Long pass ahead, nice feed underneath, but Jackson off a little bit of a bump, misses the layup, gets his own offensive rebound, and lays it up and in.
That size is really paying dividends for the Comets out there right now.
Well, the compliment that Jackson provides to Manuel. Manuel tall but long and lanky. But both Jackson and McAdoo a little bit more heft to them as we get a reach-in foul on Rainey against Olivet. Ryan Stevens will trigger it in off the far sideline from our perspective. Scott's moving right to left here. Double team is Cliver. Yeah, it was a good trap and a good job by Cliver to throw over the top of it. Being harassed by Redfield. He'll try to take him off the dribble. Goes over to Mackey. And now Stevens back to the left side. Will put it on the floor against Redfield as well. A couple of dribbles. Fall away jumper in the lane with 4 on the shot clock. Bounces away. And Redfield the rebound. 3 on 4, so he'll pull up from 3 and hits it right from the top of the key. Delbert Redfield still feeling it. 16 points Monday, 6 already tonight. Harvey to Mackey at the Alma end. Now Cliver. Foul line Stevens into the corner for Mackey. 8 minutes exactly to play in the first half. Olivet back out to a 27-19 advantage. They'll get it down onto the low block to Rake, who didn't seem to be expecting it. Passed up an open shot. Now Stevens extra pass, and there's an easy finish for Rake, and 3 early assists for Ryan Stevens.
Stevens has looked good so far, as has Rake.
Gets Alma back within 6 at 27-11. Rake in his starts averaging 11 points and 9 rebounds. Really has been impressive as a freshman thrust into a difficult role with the Gamble injury. Manuel at the right side 3-point line takes it, comes up well short for Olivet. The rebound into the arms of Stevens. He wanted to run, nobody really came with him, so we'll find a trailing Cliver who waits for Rainey to go by and then drains the 3.
It's a big hit right there to get the Scots back within 3. Cliver with a couple of triples here in the first half.
Cliver has 8, season average 13.5, but that gets Alma within 3 at 27-24. They've scored the game's last 5. Rainey to Jackson inside and
that's
backing
an offensive
down.
foul.
Nope. They're going to call a hold from behind on Harvey. You're right, there was a lot of contact from Manuel. They'll deny the shot, they'll call the foul on Harvey. And I think that basically they're saying that the contact from Manuel is because of the clutch and grab from Harvey, who at 6'3" is being asked to do a heck of a lot.
It is, it's a huge ask.
6'9" former Division I player.
I thought he made it look pretty good though.
It appears that it'll be the 3rd year in a row that Olivet will have the leading scorer in the MIAA. Jalen Adams last year, Eric Ewing the year before that, and a triple from the corner off the inbounds by Redfield. What a first half he's had with 9. And Alma's going to have to hustle to get it across half court. They do, but back to a 30-24 Olivet lead by 6. Stevens to Cliver. He gets it back from Harvey. Square on 3 from deep, and another one from Cole Cliver.
Cliver's having to match Delbert Redfield triple for triple right now. It's again the Scots being victimized by a guy that is just red hot from downtown.
Now, Alma has given up.
There's the offensive foul.
Offensive foul this time goes against Olivet. And that's going to be called on LaShawn Phillips, who just checked into the game. But I was going to say, Alma has given up a 20-point scorer in 16 of 21 games. That somebody has had their night against Alma so many times. It was Derek DeVries with 25 for Calvin on Monday. Right now, Redfield leads Olivet in scoring with 9. They lead the game 30-27, but Alma looking for an answer that could get within 1 or tie. Inside to Stevens, a little floater in the lane. That's successful as well.
Stevens got it there in the lane, and everybody just kind of sagged off from him. Ryan turned around, took an easy shot. I think they all expected a good pass down onto a block from him.
Soft hands on that one for Stevens. Ramos to Carlton at the Olivet end. Brocker has returned. Manuel still down in the paint. Here's Nafziger. One dribble out on the 3-point line over to Brocker. Drives baseline, throws it a little too hard, but Manuel makes the catch in the midst of a triple team, though, and stripped away by Stevens on the floor and corralled by Harvey. Nice work by the Scots again. Cliver will bring it up. He wants the same deep three. Had a hand in his face this time. Good closeout by Ramos, and that one bounces away. That one was a tougher try than the previous one, much more closely contested. Olivet back the other way as we approach the 5-minute mark of the first half. Olivet by 3 inside Nafziger, and a reach by Hudson, who will make Nafziger earn this one.
It's a really good pass from Manuel, though.
Assist is one of the few categories that Manuel does not lead the MIAA in, but he does average 2 a game.
Well, I was going to say, he's already got one tonight. He had a nice pass there.
Nafziger's first foul shot clanks the backboard. Interesting, that's his first free throw miss of the year, but
oh my goodness,
was not very good. He'll look to improve on this one.
He got his money's worth on his first free throw miss of the year then.
Season high of 6 against Madonna. Had 7 against Trine on 3 of 5 shooting here earlier this week. Second one perfect.
Second one's dead perfect, yeah.
Olivet by 2, 31-29 with 5:10 left here in the first half.
Good game so far. Great excitement.
After that initial Olivet run, Alma answered the bell. And now Woodruff will look for the Alma lead. Comes up short, gets his own rebound, closes in, draws a couple of defenders, so he'll pass it back out. Olivet bench wants a 3-second call, but Alma floods everybody out. Now back out, head fake from Cliver on the three. He's made a couple times over into the corner. Harvey from that left side that he loves, but it bounces away right into the arms of Rake. Alma possession continues, outside to Cliver. Inside to Stevens. Woodruff will try. That's way long. And rebounded by Carlton for Olivet. Alma gets a couple of chances, but comes away empty-handed.
Woodruff just can't find the length on his shots.
McAdoo to Manuel, free throw line jumper, no good. And the
Good
rebound
strength from
wrestled
Rake.
away by Rake. Was not about to let anybody get to that one. Another try from Woodruff. Air ball long, right into the arms of Harvey. Ball loose on the floor. Scramble, and Stevens grabs it and tries to call timeout, and he did. What a job by Ryan. Stevens Alma will pause it with 4:15 to go in the half. Olivet by 2, 31-29. Five Olivet turnovers keeping Alma in this one. Olivet shooting 48% from the floor, only 39% for the Scots, but it's a 31-29 Olivet lead. 2-point margin here with 4 minutes and change left in the first half. Alma with the ball off that great Stevens timeout, and Hudson will find Rake along the baseline. His 8-foot jumper is good, and Alma's tied it up.
Heck of a half from the Scots, I gotta say. I'm impressed.
I'll be very pleased. They battled back from a 21-point deficit in the first game against Olivet, ended up dropping the decision by 4, 84-80 at Olivet. Again, showing themselves to be a good matchup for the team that's third in the MIAA standings. Working to the right, dropping it to Manuel. The comments, he'll put it on the floor, go to the right. McAdoo open for three, right at the end of the shot clock, but a miss. And rebounded underneath by Rake. Long lead ahead, bounce pass, just got through to Harvey. What a job, the catch by Harvey to take it away from Small, who looked like he had the world's easiest steal, and then Harvey turns and lays it in. Alma leads.
Heck of a effort there from the Scots.
33-30. Small through the free throw circle. Now down to Manuel, right side turnaround jumper, tries to basically negatively angle it in. He's up so high, but he doesn't get the bounce. He was so high up, he just shot that one down towards the rim. Alma swings back, goes to Harvey for three, no good. And the rebound tapped up, and McAdoo sets himself off on a fast break. All the way in, gets behind Stevens and lays it in. Nice move off the dribble.
Great effort play from McAdoo there.
Tapped that rebound ahead where only he could get to it at full steam. And he ties the game at 33 apiece. Cliver for Alma, over to Hudson. Hudson crosses over, hounded by Carlton. Cliver up top, looks to Harvey on the right side. Long cross-court pass. Hudson has to soar just to keep it in play. Now takes a long two-point try, and it's good. Hudson rather, kind of in no man's land there with a foot on the high school three-point line, but made the shot, and Alma leads again, 35-33.
He was down to a 5 on the shot clock, so when he had the little bit of an open look, he had to take it.
Manuel has it tipped away, stolen by Stevens. Cliver now off one-on-one against Carlton, goes in. What a block by Carlton to knock that ball out of bounds. Cliver was certain he was at least going to get fouled, and that was all ball from Carlton. It'll be Alma possession, but great defensive effort.
That was pretty. That was very pretty.
2:05 left in the half. Alma by 2, 35-33. Hudson, a little long on a jumper right off the inbound. Rebound tapped by Rake. It comes right to McAdoo. Redfield, who has returned with 3 3-pointers already tonight, doesn't want the try from the top of the key this time. They'll throw a lob in the alley-oop, slam good. Carlton to Manuel, and the finish is in.
They let him get inside position on that left block. That's an easy pass to a 6'11" guy.
Yeah, and really well placed just to the left of the rim. Alma, meanwhile, gets it inside to Rake, who is triple teamed and needs a lot of help. Just gets the ball out of there to Hudson, now outside. Open three from Stevens, and he's got it.
That's just a miracle right there for the Scots.
Stevens with 7. He leads them.
What a job by
active
Rake.
three-point percentage at 38.5% after the injury to Gamble, who was just under 40. And Alma on top, 38-35. Manuel for Olivet, squared up against Rake, tucks it away, drives in, shot too hard, but a foul on Rake. That'll be his second, and Manuel will head to the stripe.
Manuel at the end of the half here just trying to take things into his own hands. Was able to draw the foul on Rake. I'll tell you, that was an incredible effort by Rake down under the basket on the other end, though, to get that ball out to Stevens.
Alma will go to Williamson for the final 1:11 of the half to make sure that Rake does not pick up a third. First free throw from Manuel is good. 8 now for Trevor. Season high is 31 against Greenville. He's technically a junior in terms of eligibility. He opts to return next year. Second try way off. That came awkwardly out of his hands. Barely got the rim. Rebounded by Hudson for Alma. Alma with a 2-point edge. Little over a minute left in the half. Cliver off the dribble and fouled on the floor. A tough call there against McAdoo. Not a lot of contact.
That's a tough one.
Stevens will inbound directly in front of us now with 1:04. 23 on the shot clock. Down low to Williamson. And he'll kick it back out. Woodruff for 3. No good. 0 for 6 from outside now for Woodruff tonight. And Carlton will bring it back up. 53 seconds left in the half. McAdoo drops it to Jackson, who has returned over to the red-hot Redfield. Oh, he hit three-pointer number 4. No, and a great job. Oh, I was going to say, I don't know how Woodruff possibly could have gotten over Jackson without fouling there. I just didn't hear the whistle. It's an over-the-back.
The whistle came a little bit late, but it was an obvious call.
Yeah. It's not a bad foul, frankly,
great foul.
because it would have been an easy catch and tip-in otherwise for Jackson. Here's your trivia piece of the day. Toriano Jackson. Toriano is the first name of Tito Jackson of the Jackson 5. Tito is a nickname for Toriano, so technically this is Tito Jackson at the line.
All right. Well, I'm glad I didn't have to answer anything about that.
I'm not going to make you answer that one. His first free throw, no good. Toriano Jackson, a 6'8 junior, transfer from Olney Central College.
The Scots are already +1 on this sequence here then.
Yeah, thanks to the Woodruff effort. Second one, no good either. They got to get the rebound, though, and they will with Cliver. And he's going to speed up, try to go 2 for 1, looks like, with 40 seconds left in the half and a foul. And this might be 2 on McAdoo. It will be.
Is that going to be the 7th team foul or no? Full timeout coming.
Olivet's going to pause it with 39 seconds left in the half. We'll stop along with them. Alma on top, 38-36. whistle clock problem. So we're going to try this all again.
The clock didn't start.
Try it with 38.1 seconds. They ran 1.3 off the clock, despite I would say is about 3 seconds worth of action before the whistle blew. Clock currently reading 38.1. Apparently it's going to stay right there. And we'll try this all again. Cliver dribbles to his right, off to Harvey, and outside to Woodruff. Scott's not going to get the 2-for-1, so now they can just run the offense. Harvey and Cliver playing catch. Pounded there by Rainey, now into the lane to Stevens. Back out, Cliver, three-point try, hand in his face. High rebound up, tapped by Williamson out to Stevens, and now Alma can play for the last shot.
And Sam Hargraves instantly puts that number 1 finger up. He wants to take this lead into the locker room.
10 seconds left in the half. Cliver going to try to stretch Alma's advantage out from 2. Goes to his right, and it's knocked away from him out of bounds. And last touch by Alma, so it will now be Olivet with the chance with 6.2 seconds remaining, and Alma's going to bring Rake back in.
With a 3, they could take the lead into the locker room here. This is dangerous, bringing Rake in.
They want the extra size down there.
You've got to assume Olivet's going to go for the basket.
They'll roll it up to Rainey across the timeline with 4. Now to Manuel on the outside, down onto the baseline. Carlton lobs it, and Manuel tries to just touch it in without slamming it. It rolls away, and the half ends.
Interesting play.
A deep alley-oop, but way too far away for a catch, so Manuel went for the tip, couldn't convert. Alma will lead by 2 at the break, 38-36. We'll pause, come back with the Cross and Lincoln Kitchen Cabinets halftime report. So far, so good for the Scots. 20 minutes of basketball to play when we come back. Manuel on the left. Rifles a pass down low, quickly kicked right back out. Ramos, top of the key three-pointer, way off to the right, and rebounded by Hudson for Alma. Murray ahead with it, now over to the left side. Fed in from Woodruff to Hudson, right back out to Cliver into the corner. Three-point try, Williamson, no good. And Manuel grabs the rebound, starting to assert himself. That's his 6th rebound of the night. Now squares for a long two. That one rattles away. And a fight for the rebound along the floor. Ramos had it, but it's taken away by Woodruff. And then he airmails a pass over the top of Cliver and out of bounds back to Alma. Or sorry, back to Olivet. 12:30 to play second half. 47-44 is the scoring. Again, kind of at a standstill here. These are two teams that are not known for their defense, but both struggling offensively. We've played 7.5 minutes of the second half. Olivet's got 11 points to show for it, and Alma's got 6. Nafziger, Rainey, Redfield, McAdoo, and Manuel, the 5 for Steve Ernst and the Olivet Comets. They lead by 3, 47-44. Redfield to Rainey, right back to Redfield, and now McAdoo. Williamson squares up defensively, and the pass thrown away, looking for Manuel. Manuel leaning the wrong direction and could not adjust before the ball went out of bounds. Steve Ernst wincing to watch that one go out. It's his team, a little miscommunication. And Alma will have another chance to close this three-point edge down. Matt Lark returns, so it'll be Lark, Stevens, along with Hudson, Harvey, and Williamson for Alma. 12 minutes to play. Lark being harassed over out high. Gets it off to Hudson. He'll work against Rainey. Rainey reaches for a steal. That gets Hudson underneath the basket. He throws it up, lands very hard, but he's going to go to the line and shoot 2, and Amari pops right back up after the big thud, but a nice assertive move to the basket.
No, he's hurting. He's hurting on that right elbow.
Yeah, that's what he landed on, trying to just shake it out for these foul shots. 5 points in the first half for Hudson, a 67% foul shooter. And unable to connect on the first.
Scots need to get some offense going if they want to stay right in this like they are, down just 3.
Yeah, obviously they haven't gotten the offense going, but Olivet has not been able to punish them for it. This is only Alma's 4th trip to the line of the night. 2 of 3 so far, now make it 3 of 4. And back within 2, 47-45. Olivet broke Alma's hearts 89-88 on this floor a year ago. Alma looking to return the favor this year. Little under 12 minutes to play. Trevor Manuel down the lane for Olivet. Gets all the way to the bucket, but his layup knocked away. The rim unkind. He had a wide open try there. Hudson quickly down, gets tied up in the lane. There's going to be a jump ball called. Good work by the officials there. Good work by Manuel along with Redfield to tie up Hudson. Olivet gets it off the arrow.
Very, very nice defense there from Olivet.
Olivet has played 3 Division II opponents this year, Jeff. They played 3 different GLIAC teams. Got a win against Saginaw Valley, losses against Lake State and Ferris State. But Steve Ernst
tells you how good they are.
Steve Ernst's schedule's just as hard as Sam Hargraves does for Alma. Yeah, and if you're beating a D2 team, that tells you a thing or two. Olivet with it into the corner to Redfield, back out to McAdoo, and out high to Rainey. He'll go inside, tipped away by Williamson, stolen by Harvey. Good work by Isaiah, but now a wonderful play by Redfield to separate the ball from Stevens, who tries to run it down, gets it to Hudson, and now Hudson will race into the front court to beat the 10-second count. Up to Lark. Now to Stevens, over to Williamson. He'll fake the 3, bounce pass onto the low block, and it's out of the reach of Harvey, and after all of that, Alma turns it over.
No,
now they're going to overrule. Yep, that was tipped.
That ball clearly changed trajectory. Yeah. But Stevens traveled when he dove on the ball down here on the MIAA.
Did he roll over? Yeah, you can slide, but you can't roll over. Nonetheless, Alma will continue the possession, and now Redfield tries to tangle up with Williamson and take the pass away, and he's going to get called for a foul there.
Scots need a basket this possession.
Well, they've been stuck at 44 for a long time. They got the 1 foul shot from Hudson, but they haven't had a field goal in forever. And now it's going to be a turnover instead. Carlton off to the races off his own steal, and a flying slam from D'Angelo Carlton, the 6'3 senior out of Henry Ford. Olivet by 4. Stevens evades a backcourt steal attempt and then draws a foul. Good work on the floor there. Stevens such a good ball handler, and Carlton reaches. But let's not shortchange D'Angelo Carlton for some props on that steal and slam.
It's fantastic defensive hustle, and You know, that's exactly what their coaching staff had been preaching to him when he went to the bench last time, is that his work rate was not high enough. Comes back in, gets his chance, steal and slam.
Olivet by 4, 49-45, a little over 10.5 to play in the second half. Stevens to Cliver. Alma still looking for that elusive basket as things have gone very cold here in the second half. Williamson inside to Woodruff. He's going to play in the post. Pass it out. Stevens fakes a three, now steps over, tries one. No. Well short on that, and the rebound knocked away from Harvey out of bounds. Oh, wow.
Jeez.
They're going to give this one to Olivet. I thought that Manuel hit that last, but they're going to say it went off Harvey.
No, Manuel didn't hit the ball. He hit him in the head. He hit Harvey in the head. I thought there would be a foul call.
Okay, so he never touched the ball, and that's why it's off Harvey.
Right,
okay.
right. They decided not to call the foul.
Right, okay. Redfield for Olivet, who leads by 4. Approaching the 10-minute mark now of the second half. Rainey thought about a pass, goes over to Redfield. Quick little pass and run, but Manuel just keeps himself. Drop step, strong move against Williamson. Williamson called for the foul, but does deny the basket.
I tell you, Scots are doing everything they can against Manuel tonight.
Alma has survived for quite some time in the second half without Rake, though. After he picked up his third, they've been able to keep him on the bench for quite some time without Olivet getting away, but Alma's got to get some additional offense. Manuel for 2 from the line. First is good. Manuel 4 of 5 at the stripe tonight, but only 4 of 16 from the floor. So all in all, Alma will be pleased with that. Obviously, that's well off his season averages. He's almost a 56% shooter from the floor season long. He makes both, and that leads by 6. Their largest lead of the second half actually matches their largest lead of the game. Harvey down the lane for Alma. Floats it, tried to use the window a little bit, came up short on that, and rebounded by Rainey. Rainey stops at the foul line, kicks it to his right. Redfield, quick trigger on a 3, long, high bounce on the rebound, and it's Stevens up top, and then a foul underneath against Olivet as Harvey ended up on his chin and almost off the stanchion. See who this is called on. It is going to be on Trevor Manuel. That's Manuel's first. He is fouled out 5 times this year, but no foul trouble to speak of tonight, picking up his first whistle with 9:30 to play in the second half. Full court pressure now from the Comets, and they're going to get just enough of a bump. That was tough on Rainey. That was pretty good defense trying to guide Stevens to the sideline, but just enough of a hip check that Keon Rainey gets called for it.
I think Olivet can be lucky that he was called for that foul, because if he wasn't, he was beaten.
Stevens was certainly full speed ahead. That's the 6th Olivet foul, so Alma will go into the bonus from here with still 9:25 to play. Olivet by 6. Alma looking for signature conference win to go with their win against Calvin. Other conference wins against Kalamazoo and Adrian for the Scots. Cliver to his left, accelerates, gets underneath McAdoo, but did not get far enough that it could not be blocked as he got to the basket, and McAdoo reached out and just tapped it out of bounds. So Alma will try this again now with a baseline inbound under their basket. 51-45 Olivet. Alma looking for an answer, and instead they'll turn it over. Great anticipation by Rainey to leap into the play and steal that inbounds effort.
Scott's struggling to find points big time right now.
Well, still only 7 points, more than 10 minutes, almost 11 minutes into the second half. Olivet goes to Manuel along the baseline, and boy, he just gritted his teeth and decided he was going to score. Drop step to his left and gets there. 53-45. Cliver back inside. Oh, he didn't want to take that shot against Manuel, but he gets it outside to Stevens for an open 3, but Stevens cannot connect. Carlton back quickly for Olivet. Over to Redfield. Waits for Woodruff to fly by defensively, but misses the 3, and then over the back. Rainey with a big piece of Cliver. A look of disbelief, but that one was pretty obvious, and that's 4
right
on
around the neck.
Rainey. That's going to send Alma to the line, and that'll get Cliver there. Cliver having tremendous time in the conference at the free throw line. Overall, 3rd in the MIAA in foul shooting, 16 straight makes. But this will be a 1-and-1, so needs to connect on the front end.
He's got to have them.
Alma only 1 point over about the last 5 minutes, and that was an Amari Hudson free throw. Cliver has not scored since the first half. Of course, that's true for most Alma players, that they haven't scored since the first half. Cliver, though, ends that makes the foul shot. 53-46, Cliver will get the back end now. Rake returns for Alma. And he makes both. So Alma back within 6, 53-47, still 8:40 to play. Lots of time left in this one. Alma trying to capitalize on what was a 2-point halftime lead. Rainey to McAdoo, down low, double teamed is Manuel, going to try to put it on the floor, works to his right, misses the shot, tips it up, that won't go, and then Alma knocks the rebound out, but Carlton will get there for all of that. Goes to his right, Rainey quickly down the lane, high floater in and out, tipped in nicely by Manuel. That is something that he may be the only player on the floor that is capable of doing.
He certainly is the only player on the floor that's capable of doing that.
Playing way above the rim at 6'9". 8 minutes left in the game, Olivet up 55-47. Woodruff cross court. Stevens thought about a deep three, didn't want that. Back to Cliver now. Rake at the free throw line, off to Stevens. Long 3-point attempt. That one in and out. And rebounded by McAdoo for Olivet as it spins away to the right.
Stevens has narrowly missed 3 from about the same spot in this half.
Just has not.
That's the difference.
He has the free throw or the 3-point shooting percentage, but not the volume of Cliver and Woodruff.
Well, he's been the one open here in the half, so he's had to take him.
Rainey inside, drops it to Manuel. Oh, is that going to be an offensive foul? Let's see.
That's
Looks like he got the elbow into Harvey.
Yeah, he got that left elbow out. Harvey sold it pretty well, but I think it's the right call.
Yeah. So a charge called against Manuel. Elmo ball, no shots on that. That's a player control foul. But Elma gets another chance, trailing by 8 with 7:25 to play. Cliver, a couple of scooping dribbles, and now sidearms a bounce pass.
Right the other way, same play.
Yep.
That's the exact same play.
Rake leans into Manuel. Manuel tumbles over like a domino, and there's the offensive foul the other direction, and that one's costly because that's 4 on Rake.
Never have there been 2 plays at opposite ends of the floor that looked more similar back-to-back than those 2.
If you could play the game of horse with offensive fouls,
they were perfect.
Exactly. Perfect match. So Rake sits back down. Williamson comes back in. Remember, he's playing a lot of minutes tonight after already playing the junior varsity game earlier. Delbert Redfield for Olivet. Drops it to D'Angelo Carlton. Tries to go inside left, right, back to the left against Williamson and a miss. Good defense by Isaiah. The rebound loose and finally grabbed by Woodruff.
That's
and he'll
foul right there.
Gets fouled.
I'll tell you what, Carlton was working on keeping the play alive, keeping it alive. But then once Alma possessed the ball, he has to back off of there, or else he's going to commit that foul right there and send Woodruff to the line.
Credit also the recognition by Woodruff to dribble through that double team, to recognize that he was tangled up enough that he was going to get a whistle, because there was no way he was getting out of there with the ball.
No.
Woodruff front end of the 1-and-1 is a miss, and the rebound tipped by Manuel to McAdoo, so Alma cannot capitalize. That's the 9th Olivet foul, 2 shots the rest of the way, but Alma still trails by 8. Keon Rainey sucking air across half court, and he's going to dribble this, try to catch his breath a little bit in what has been a very fast-paced last couple of minutes up and down the floor. Rainey now with a little bit of space as Manuel flashes out to set a screen for him. Over to McAdoo, and Manuel in the left corner. He'll work against Woodruff.
That's a foul right there.
Boy, on a big shove. Woodruff tried to sell it. Spent too long trying to sell it, though, and Manuel just continued to play and made the bucket for his 20th points. Bit of a shove, and Woodruff hit the floor, but no call, and Olivet now leads by 10. Harvey from the corner.
Gotta have it.
Cut into that, and he does. Timeout Alma after Harvey hits the second triple of the night. 57-50, 6:05 to play. We'll pause, back after this. over 6 minutes to play here in the second half. Alma led by 2 at the half, but an offensive power failure in the early parts of the second half allowed Olivet to build a small lead. Olivet not that successful offensively either, though. They could have pulled away.
Scots have played excellent defense so far tonight, and they've just got to stick with it, try to get that offense going. They got to hit some triples. They've had some open looks, just haven't hit them. If Woodruff could get hot, or anybody really, I think Olivet has done a good job containing Cliver after his hot start. They've got guys on him at all times now.
Olivet shooting about 40% for the game, Alma around 35%. Other MIAA scores. Trine has taken a bite out of Calvin's lead, but Calvin still leads the Thunder 72-64. Kalamazoo now up on Albion by 8, 46-38 with 11:46 to go. That would be a tremendous win for Kalamazoo that would really put Alma behind the 8 ball in terms of tiebreakers for that 6th place spot. First things first for Alma, though, they need to come back in this game and take one off of Olivet here on the Scots home floor. 57-50. Visiting Olivet, Comets will lob it inside to Trevor Manuel, makes a nice catch in traffic, misses, tries to tip it off the backboard, no go. A huge collision and a tackle and a technical foul on Trevor Manuel. Yep, they got tied up, and Manuel, the body English, kind of slammed Williamson to the floor, and he picks up a technical. Manuel with 3 tries. The third one, he just tipped the ball out of bounds, fighting for that in the out of bounds direction, but he got caught with Williamson and threw him down. And now Alma will send Woodruff to the line.
He'd have been all right if he hadn't taken him to the ground.
So the question is that they've called this as a technical foul, not a flagrant. So I believe Alma will be able to select its foul shooter here, which I would assume they would actually send Cliver in that situation. But
Woodruff has sent himself to the line.
Yeah. But let's see, we'll wait to officially get the call. 5:50 to play. This could be a turning point. Remember this moment, 57-50 Olivet. As the officials sort this out, it is the 3rd foul on Trevor Manuel, who was foul free until about 2 minutes ago. So just a technical foul. Woodruff to the line. Woodruff a 77% foul shooter. And he'll square, fire, and hit.
I was going to say out of St. Cliver, but Woodruff does the job.
Cliver, of course, has made 18 in a row. Well, Woodruff has made 2 when it counts as he connects on both. 57-52, and now Alma ball. Alma utilized technical fouls to get back in the first game against Olivet. In that first half, Alma trailed by 21, got it down to 12 by the half. And they're going to try to use one to jumpstart things here. 57-52 Olivet, under 6 to play. Woodruff to his right against Brocker. To the baseline, not a lot of room. Bounce pass back out to Stevens. Stevens holds the ball low, goes to his left, runs past Manuel, who's way outside defending. Over to Harvey and back to Stevens. Stevens now against Carlton inside, elevates with 7 on the shot clock, back of the rim on a miss, and Manuel way up high to get that rebound. Manuel brings it back up the floor, and Olivet will take its time with a 5-point edge. Rainey just standing barely into the front court, waiting for something to happen. Alma will finally force the action a little bit. Now to McAdoo, down low, Manuel caught underneath Williamson. Jump shot good off the window. Nothing that Williamson can do there. 22 for Trevor Manuel. 59-52 Olivet as Alma brings it up, 4:50 to play. Woodruff against Rainey, off the dribble to his right. Uses the shoulder to get a little space and lays it in. Timeout Alma. Woodruff 4 straight points for the Scots, 59-54, 4:45 left. We'll be right back. Alma definitely not going quietly, Jeff, and a little extra burst of energy in these last couple of minutes, I would say. Woodruff makes the 2 foul shots and maybe getting a little bit of inspiration getting that technical foul call. We'll see if the Scots can summon that out of this timeout.
Yeah, no doubt. They've got to get a stop here first, and it seems that Olivet has really started to focus on getting the ball inside to Manuel, and the Scots just don't have anybody that can stop him on the floor. They just have to basically hack him and hope he makes a mistake.
They've got Williamson in there at 6'5". Rake at 6'7" is on the bench already with 4 fouls. Still 4:40 to play. We'll see when Sam Hargraves brings Brandon Rake back in. Rake 9 rebounds, 4 points on the night. It's his 5th game in the last 6 with 9 or more boards. Olivet with it. Keon Rainey swings it to the left to Chase Brocker. Now inside Carlton, right side McAdoo cutting. Good job by Harvey to seal him off. Forces a feed into the corner to Brocker. Shot clock to 8. Rainey back to Brocker. Pump fake. Steps inside the 3-point line. Fires, rattles away, and Williamson rebounds for Alma. Great defensive possession for the Scots right there. Cliver for Alma spins and collides with McAdoo. That's a tough foul, but what a job by Cliver to change directions, and McAdoo just unable to adjust and called for the bump, and that's 2 at the line because of the double bonus.
If McAdoo wouldn't have gotten him in the cheek, he would have gotten away scot-free because Cliver actually spun into the contact.
Cliver free throw is good.
Timeout.
And Steve Ernst wants to take a timeout from Olivet. I think he's going to take it before Cliver's second foul shot here, so we'll pause as well. 4:10 to play. Alma's closed within 4, 59-55. Cliver's second free throw when we return. Oh, nope, we're going to stay right here, actually, and keep right on talking, as the commercial computer doesn't want to tell us anything.
Now we'll take a timeout.
Now we're ready? Okay, we'll pause. Back right after this. (59-55), Olivet with a 4-point advantage, but Alma has chipped away. Olivet got it out to 10 for a while, and Alma will have Cole Cliver at the line to try to cut it to 3. Listening to Steve Ernst in the Olivet huddle, going back over the defensive assignments, reminding his team because of that double bonus that they can't be overly aggressive defensively. They have to focus on their fundamentals.
I think it's a perfect message, I really do.
Cliver free throw good.
Especially when you've still got the lead.
So Cliver 4 for 4 at the line tonight. That's 20 in a row from the stripe for the MIAA's 3rd leading foul shooter. 59-56. Olivet clinging to now a small lead, 4 minutes exactly to play. Olivet slows the offense way down, trying to drain a little bit of clock. They'll go to Trevor Manuel on the right side. He's got 22, lowers the shoulder a little bit, then fires a pass across to D'Angelo Carlton. Beautiful drop to Brocker along the baseline in the finish. Can't do it much better than that. D'Angelo Carlton on the assist.
Perfect pass.
61-56 Olivet.
Watch the back door.
Cliver to his right for Alma. Working against McAdoo. Back over to Woodruff, going to take the deep 3. Doesn't find the range on this one. Long rebound, bounces out and is secured by Rainey. And now Olivet can think about bleeding a little bit of clock.
3:15 to play, absolutely.
5-point advantage for Olivet on the road here at Alma College. 61-56. Olivet 7-3 in conference play. Needs a win to maintain any aspirations of a regular season conference title. McAdoo to Manuel over on the right side as now they'll get things going in the final moments of the shot clock. Manuel will try with 2 and lays it in over the top. That's a nice off the dribble take, and the lead right back to 7. Stevens for the Scots, crosses over, gets past Carlton, scoops it across. Harvey finish on the right side, good. That's a quiet 14 for Stephen Harvey, and that gets Alma back within 5. Steve Ernst thought there was a travel underneath there. I
Didn't see that one.
I did not see that. Rainey for Olivet. Stevens going to apply some pressure out near half court now. Bounce pass to Brocker. Picked up by Woodruff. Now to Carlton at the foul line. Off the dribble against Cliver. Elevates. Misses the shot off the window. Rebound up high, but Manuel is there to lay it up and in.
Well, when the
What a
rebound
threat
gets
he
tipped
is.
up high like that, you got to assume Manuel's going to get it.
6'9", he towers over everybody else. Stevens for Alma down to the baseline. They're back down by 7, and a timeout called by Stevens. As he had picked up his dribble in an uncomfortable spot. 2:05 to play. Olivet by 7. We'll come back after this. The Alma Scots have got 2 minutes and 5 seconds to try to generate some heroics and pull an upset here, trailing Olivet 65-58 at home. They led this game by 2 at the half. Olivet has slowly inched it out, got the lead to 10. Alma pulled back within 3, and then Olivet with a well-timed timeout has pushed it back out a little bit. Alma will have the ball in the front court to inbound with 21 still on the shot clock. Stevens into Rake, who has returned with the 4 fouls. Couple of dribbles, now in trouble. Picks up his dribble and has to hand it off to Woodruff. Big collision as Stevens gets knocked down by Rainey away from the ball. Woodruff drives into the corner. 3-point try, Cliver got it! And Cole Cliver with 18, and just like that, Alma back within 4, 65-61. And boy, Cliver, who had been cold for much of the second half, now the 4 free throws and the 3-pointer. He's keeping Alma right in this.
That was a big hit right there. Scott's using their final timeout here, so that,
Cliver had 18 against Olivet in the first matchup between these teams, including going 4 of 8 from 3-point range.
The key is getting a stop defensively. I mean, they got the stop last time, but that rebound got tipped up way high in the air, and when that's tipped up high in the air, Manuel's the only one that's going to get it. If he's within 5-10 feet of the basketball, he's going to be the one to get it.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. There's not much that Alma can do in terms of boxing out other than just hope it bounces a different direction and a long ways away, because Manuel is, he's 6'9" in the program, but he's built like somebody who's maybe 6'11".
Exactly.
And Alma just doesn't have that. Gamble, who's out, is
Not
6'8". Rake at 6'7" is now the next tallest player. Alma really misses somebody like Doug Bradfield in a game like this to just have that extra lanky threat.
Yep.
Dougie at 6'7", of course, tore his ACL before the season began, his second ACL tear of his career. A huge and just really frustrating loss, well, both for the Scots and for Doug, who had come back for that extra year after missing 2 seasons ago with injury as well. 65-61 Olivet. They'll have the ball a little under 2 minutes to play. 152 is the exact number. It'll be McAdoo along with Manuel, Rainey, Brocker, and Carlton for Olivet. Alma will counter with Woodruff, Rake, Harvey, Stevens, and Cliver. Alma will set up in a zone. They have gone out of the zone at times tonight, which is their base defense, essentially. Rainey will walk it up. Alma going to just defend here, not force the issue time-wise, trailing only by 4. Rainey over to McAdoo. And now inside, and Carlton will put it on the floor, try to go around Rake, a reverse layup, awkward shot, no good, rebounded by Stevens, and here come the Scots. A lead pass ahead, and Woodruff the finish!
It's a box and 1 from the Scots here, Toph. Watch this. They've got Harvey one-on-one on Manuel.
Woodruff has Alma within 2, 65-63. Olivet was a barn burner last year, and it looks like it will be again this year.
Not even a box and 1, it's straight man.
Inside, Manuel against Harvey. Looks cross court, now will try to take Harvey off the dribble. A little help comes from Rake. They'll pass it into the lane to Carlton. Ball comes loose. Carlton sidearm behind the back, pass over to Brocker. Open three comes up well long, and it's rebounded by Rake. Alma a chance to tie or take the lead now with 52 seconds to go. 65-63 Olivet. Cliver looks to the sideline for the play call. About a 22-second differential from the shot clock to the game clock. 40 seconds now as Cliver gets it to Woodruff. Stumbles down the lane, gets inside, lays it up, bounces around, and it goes. What a second half for Woodruff. He's got 10, and we're tied at 65.
Olivet's just going to run a play here. I don't think they're going to take timeout.
2-second differential, shot clock to game clock. 23 seconds, Rainey into the front court.
Do you go at about 10, or do you just try for the last shot?
They waited late last year. Edmond took the only try with only 4 seconds to win the game. Clock running, 12 seconds. Rainey still taking his time. Shot clock at 7. Now Cliver comes out, defends, and gives the foul as Alma only has 4.
Yeah, Hargraves called for that from the sideline.
Alma can do that again.
And again and again.
Well, not again and again. Well, one more. Oh, no, that was only the 4th. Okay, so you're right.
That should have been the 5th.
They can apparently do that 2 more times. Now a conference, a timeout called. Full timeout with 8.5 seconds. Olivet will pause. 65-65. 8.5 seconds. Remember, last year here, Amari Hudson split a pair of free throws to give Alma the lead with 31 seconds to go. Olivet came up and did the same thing they did right there. They just stood around and waited, down by 1 in that situation, and then Tracy Edmond went right down the line, laid it in with 4 seconds to go, and Alma came back, misfired on a 3 at the buzzer, and lost 89-88. This time in a tie game at 65 apiece off of Woodruff's beautiful layup. Again, Olivet drains clock, which in that case makes sense.
Smart
you
choice,
make sure that the worst case scenario is overtime. And now they'll have 8.5 seconds. What you got to be careful about if you're Alma, if you want to play the foul game to disrupt things, is do not let Olivet just chuck up a shot and turn a casual reach-in into trips to the line.
Yeah, exactly. But at the same time, I think you've got to find a way to take Manuel out of the play.
It is 5 team fouls for Alma.
Which is correct. That's what it should have been.
So there is 1 more to give that would not result in a 1-and-1. 8.5 seconds is what's left. Check the personnel. It'll be Rainey, McAdoo, Brocker, Carlton, and Manuel. For Olivet, Rake, Woodruff, Stevens, Cliver, and Hudson for Alma. Sideline inbound in front of the Olivet bench. McAdoo will handle it. 8.5 seconds to go in a tie game here, Alma and Olivet. McAdoo for Olivet looks to Rainey. He'll dribble from the top of the key, through a screen to his right, over against Hudson. No foul given from Alma yet. Pass tipped out, shot clock down to 2. Try, long, rebound Woodruff. We're going to overtime. Not a particularly good look. Alma defended beautifully, and we'll play an extra 5 minutes here, tied at 65. Let's take a quick break and then come back to the Art Smith Arena. Extra basketball here on 104.9 WQBX. Overtime, tied at 65. We are underway here in overtime. I'm going to talk over the commercial a little bit for the final seconds. Olivet with the ball as we start the extra period. Down low, Trevor Manuel, quick finish and a block. Partially tipped there by Rake. And Alma denies on the first possession, gets the rebound. Back comes Cliver with it, 65-65. Down onto the baseline, Stevens drops it into Rake's hands, wrestles it away in the lane, probably traveled, steps to his right and throws in a little baby hook. Brandon Rake hadn't scored since the first half. He gives Alma the lead, 67-65 in overtime.
Scots are gonna stay in some sort of defense. I don't know what it is, but it's effective.
Keon Rainey, the Adrian transfer, goes inside to Trevor Manuel. Bounce pass along the baseline, gets away. A diving attempt to save it from Stevens goes to McAdoo, though. And now underneath Manuel. And Rake just has to get out of the way. He tried to sell a charge, but lucky not to get called for a foul himself as Manuel will lay it in and tie the game. Remember, Rake's got 4 as we head to overtime. We are now tied 67 apiece with 3:44 left in the extra session. Stevens to Woodruff. Could this be the three-point connection? It is! Kyle Woodruff, so cold tonight. 0 for 8 from 3 is now 1 for 9. Could it be bigger than that? 70-67.
Might have been the biggest fist pump I've ever seen on a made triple.
The young man was 2 for his last 25 from 3 when he hits that. Out top for Olivet, over to Rainey, and then he drives in and throws it away. Alma's going to get this back with 3:16 left in overtime, leading by 3.
Watch Woodruff on a heat check here. He's pumped after those drives to the basket and then the big 3.
Well, he did it with a number of field goals, 4 from the floor, 2 from the line on the technical foul that got Alma back into this, and now a 3 for the lead in OT. Cliver for the Scots, over to the left to Stevens. Stevens goes back to Cliver. Rifle it down low. Hudson along the baseline, guarded by Manuel. A huge disadvantage there, so we'll pass it back out to Stevens. 7 on the shot clock. Off to Hudson, dribbles to his right. Down the lane, drops it to Rake. Pump fake underneath, blocked by Manuel. Offensive rebound, blocked again, blocked again. 3 straight blocks.
That's fantastic basketball by Manuel.
The only reason it stopped is because of a shot clock violation.
Yeah, exactly.
But give Trevor Manuel credit for 3 blocks. Give Brandon Rake credit for 2 offensive rebounds.
Sure, why not?
But Olivet, a crucial stop, and now a chance to answer. Alma by 3, 70-67 with 2:40 to play. Redfield for Olivet, drops it inside Manuel at the elbow. Rake stands out and guards. Manuel, 1 dribble, steps inside, kicks it back out. Ramos, who's checked in for the first time in a while, just off on a 3, and it's rebounded by Hudson for Alma.
Bucket here would go an awful long way, Toph.
To get it to a 2-possession game, Alma has not had that kind of lead at all in the second half. Biggest Olivet lead was 10. Cliver for the Scots, up top to Stevens. Redfield all over him, over to Cliver, a deep 3-point try. This one bounces away. Hudson gets up and tips the rebound, but it comes right to Manuel, and the big man will run the floor himself. Drives in, lays it off the glass, and good. Just too much. And Olivet within 1 at 70-69. Alma with a small lead, under 2 minutes to play in overtime. Kyle Woodruff goes inside to Stevens, all the way back up top to Cliver, who'll drive around Redfield, elevate, fouled, hooked him on the arm. The whistle came late, but Cliver going to shoot 2 here. Foul is on Redfield. And Cliver with a chance to push this Alma edge back out, currently at 1.
I sure do like Cole Cliver standing at the line, though.
And Steve Ernst's going to call timeout for Olivet. We'll stay put.
We're all done with our timeouts.
Okay. Well, we didn't exactly get through the lengthy one we tried between. They started overtime so fast that I just turned the volume on and started talking over the commercial.
All right, that's all
you weren't back yet. We got 1:41 to play, 70-69 Alma. Cliver's going to shoot 2 at the line. He's got 18 points on the night, 4 for 4 at the stripe, 4 for 8 from 3. So he's 8 for 16 from long range against Olivet this season. Cliver, of course, the freshman out of Williamston. Season high of 35 back against Wisconsin Whitewater. High school All-Stater, went to the Final Four back in 2016. Made 10 three-pointers in a game in high school. But right now it's his free throw shooting that's going to determine the complexion of the next couple possessions. Whether it's something where Alma has a full 3-point lead or whether Trevor Manuel could potentially tie the game up with any kind of a bucket.
Exactly. That's the critical. Well, Manuel's hit a 3, of course, today as well, but
you feel like Alma has actually fared pretty well defensively against Manual,
Yeah,
but that
exactly.
still means 30 points, 12 made field goals,
Yeah, he's been
including
fantastic.
a three-pointer.
He has been fantastic, as you would expect.
Jim goes very quiet as Cliver goes to the line. Now a few cheers, and the first free throw is good. So Cliver makes the lead 2. Still only 5 Alma team fouls, so 1 more to give before even a 1-and-1 situation. Second from Cliver, up and good again. 6 for 6 tonight, 22 in a row for Cole Cliver. And a 20-point night puts Alma back up by 3 at 72-69. Redfield to Ramos, right side McAdoo at Olivet's end. Down low, Manuel gonna pass it back out. Redfield wants the 3, was red hot in the first half, but cold since, and this one bounces off long into the arms of Woodruff. It'll be Alma's 3rd chance of overtime to get to a 2-possession lead. So far they've been unsuccessful. Woodruff to Cliver. Little no-look pass to Stevens at the foul line, back out to Hudson. Alma gonna take its time with 1:09 to play, 14 still on the shot clock. Cliver back and forth, now to Stevens. Shot clock to 9, drives in, kicks it out, Woodruff wide open 3. Not this time, almost had that one, but rebounded. And back comes Carlton for Olivet. Oh, that would have been a dagger, and it was halfway down. 50 seconds to go in the game, Alma by 3, Olivet with the ball. Ramos to his left, bounce pass, looking inside to a double-teamed Manuel. 2 big steps, hook shot, no good, rebound Woodruff. 38 seconds. What do you do if you're Olivet? Do you foul here and give 2 shots? Only a 7-second differential and a 3-point Alma lead. Stevens into the front court, stumbles, and he's fouled. That was not an intentional attempt to foul by Olivet, but it will get Stevens to the line and stop the clock. It's 4 on Redfield. Another timeout called by Olivet. 28.8 seconds. This time it will be the junior, Ryan Stevens. 9 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds tonight. He'll head to the line shooting 73% from the line on the season, 2 of 2 tonight. But these will be a couple of the biggest ones of his career.
It was quite a fantastic entry pass from Cameron Ramos on that previous possession. Then Manuel just missed the hook.
You know, Manuel percentage-wise has not been great for the height disadvantage that Alma's defenders are at. They've really fared pretty well. You know, Manuel is somebody who shoots over 55% on the season, but only 12 of 28 tonight. So, on the whole, Alma will be pleased with that, and Alma will also be pleased that nobody else has really put up a huge night for Olivet. Redfield has 12, and that was one of the things that Sam Hargrave said, was that he would rather get beaten by Manuel and take away everybody else than focus so much on Manuel that you then give up 20 points to 3 different guys. Last time when these teams played, Olivet had 3 scorers with 20 or more. They went 21, 21, 20, and then Tracy Edmond had 17 points and 10 assists.
That's tough to beat, isn't it?
No kidding, and Olivet only won that game by 4.
Yeah.
Alma trying to pull this out. Kyle Woodruff tied the game at the end of regulation at 65. Alma then got a final stop, actually, at the true end of regulation. Woodruff has given Alma a 3-point lead here in overtime that went back to 1 and now is back to 3 on Cliver's free throws. 28.8 seconds to go. 2 shots at the line coming for Ryan Stevens. Desperately needs at least one of these to try to stretch this. And Olivet's going to take another timeout. I think they are basically just trying to ice Ryan Stevens.
You can't ice Stevens.
30-second timeout.
Of all the people to try to ice.
Yeah, I would agree with you. Stevens, of course, the Lowell product, came within 2 assists of setting Alma's single-season assist record last year, and in position potentially to do so this season. He's now at 141 assists. The record is 156. So he'll need basically 5 a game the rest of the way to do that. But you know, you talk about being pretty hard to ice. Somebody who's taken a football team to the state championship game as a quarterback, came back after 2 years away from football to play quarterback for the Scots in the fall, split time with Mason Ipple, and now he's back dishing assists left and right on the basketball court.
Now watch him miss both free throws after we just talked about all that.
We've certainly worked pretty hard to put a jinx on him.
Exactly. The old curse of the commentator.
So Stevens at the line for 2 crucial foul shots. 28.8 to play, Alma by 3. First one is up and right in the middle. No doubt about that one. Point number 10 is the most important of Ryan Stevens' night, 73-69.
How many games in a row is that of 10 or more?
It's 11 in a row. And the second good as well. Alma as a team has been excellent at the line. They were only 2 of 2 in the first half, but now 11 of 13 overall. Down comes Rainey, and Alma strips it away. Woodruff the other direction, gets it up to Stevens. He's going to race in and lay it off the glass. Too strong, but Woodruff the finish. Kyle Woodruff did not quit on the play, and he puts Alma up by 7. 3-point try, Redfield, air ball out of bounds, and Alma's going to have it back with 12 seconds to play.
The Scots have finally got the fans into this one now. I think they're going to come away with the biggest win of the season here.
Pardon me on the free throw stat. It is 10 of 12 overall for the Scots, but
Fantastic
still, they have
stuff,
gotten
though.
it done. Brandon Rake in there. He has played so many late minutes with the 4 fouls. Credit Isaiah Williamson with the time he played. Alma gets it in. They try to foul Stevens. No call now. The whistle comes from afar.
What did he see?
I'm not sure what it was, but it will at least stop the clock and make Alma play this one out. They lead by 7 with 9 seconds to go, but it appears that they will get conference win number 4, move to 5-17 overall, but far more importantly, 4-7 in the MIAA. Stevens got another one. Stevens just another run-of-the-mill 12-point night with 6 assists.
Absolutely.
And Olivet's going to take its last time out with 9 seconds to go. Chat this one over. That'll give us a chance to update the out-of-town scoreboard in the MIAA, see what else is going on. As obviously there are major implications to the conference standings here, assuming Alma can play out these final 9 seconds.
Oh, that implication that I see on my board right there is the big one.
So Calvin has defeated Trine, so the co-leaders drop, but Albion comes from behind to edge Kalamazoo at K. 65-62. Kalamazoo led that one much of the way, but that drops Kalamazoo to 3-8 and puts Alma in a position to move solidly into sole possession of 6th with a tiebreaker edge on Kalamazoo as long as they can get through these final 9 seconds. Hope also leads Adrian 69-58. And women's basketball, Alma has taken the lead on Albion, 6 seconds to go. 58-54. We'll keep you updated on that one in those closing seconds. Possibly great win there for Ryan Clark and the Alma women. Second free throw, good again from Stevens. So now 12 of 14 for the team tonight. And Olivet will bring it up through these final 9 seconds, 78-69 in overtime. And Alma will get the victory. 3-pointer from Manuel at the buzzer, no good. Alma victorious. The fans are thrilled. Kyle Woodruff, what a second half. Knots the game up and hits that elusive 3-pointer early in overtime, and Alma never gave that lead away after that. 78-69 the final. Alma gets the victory. We'll take a break, come back with the Raymond James postgame show right after this.